Chair calls Diego Rivera. If you would state your name for the record, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Yes, sir. Alrighty. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. My name is Diego Rivera. I am a combat infantryman. I was deployed back in '06. The reason that I'm here and the reason that some of these arguments get to me a little bit, right, is because, you know, I am a right-winger, right? But we deployed in '06. And here's the problem, is that, so on March 19th, it was the 15-year anniversary of when I lost two people that I'm now older than. I admired those people. They were good men. And I still remember just being a young guy and watching these guys who I looked up to go. And the hard part about this is that now, 15 years later, it's come out that there's no evidence for this. There was no reason to go to this. There was no weapons of mass destruction. We've lost thousands of lives on an unconstitutional war. That's it. The debate is over. It's unconstitutional. So I still remember, not too many days from now, 15 years ago, sitting there while a little girl, right, we're at a wake with some of the most deadly people on this planet, right? These are what you train. These infantrymen, these killers, right? And we did our job. And some of the toughest men had to scatter like roaches when this little girl is saying, "Daddy Ricky, no," because we're looking at it and realizing that he died. And now we have to realize he died for nothing, right? In an unconstitutional war. I don't give a fuck about readiness, right? Because guess what? That little girl that was crying, she's an adult now. What mission takes 15 fucking years to resolve?
Sir.
Sorry.
I know this is very difficult. We ask that you please.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Trust me, there are many times I want to use those words.
Yeah, I get it, and I apologize. It's just, I hear some of the things that's said here, and I just don't get it. 15 years. If you forget the highways, forget the virtue signaling. My friends didn't have to die, and the future ones don't have to die either. And the funding shouldn't matter either, because when they come home in boxes, right? Go tell them it was about funding. Tell them this is the most pro-veteran bill that there is in the state legislature, right? And I get that DC won't get their stuff together, but at least Texas can. You're better than that. This is a pro-veteran bill. Fine, do the highway, do the whole virtue signaling, but if you say you care about veterans, this is it. So, if you have any questions.
Sir, and you're representing yourself.
I am.
Okay, and I know you're for the bill, but I want to make sure that we got that on the record. You support.
I support this bill 100%. Veterans support this bill overwhelmingly. Guys, it's been 15 years since my buddies died. It's almost 20 since we've been in Iraq, 20 since we've been in Afghanistan. There's people that weren't born, that are dying in wars that weren't declared constitutionally. And just to explain real quick, the authorization to use the military force, right? That is a blank check. The same authorization to use that was passed in 2001 was used to kill Soleimani in Iran. We could have started another war, a new, a deadly war with Iran under the same authorization of use of military force. There's no geographical constraints. There's no fiscal constraints. I mean, Congress can set it, but they'll always fund it. So if Congress won't get their stuff together, Texas can. You have this ability to do the right thing. It's not left or right. It's veterans, man. Veterans.
Let me ask you, because and maybe I'll ask the author of the bill. I was on this committee many years ago, so I wasn't the last few sessions. Is this the first time somebody introduces this bill? Don't, you're not supposed to testify. Do you know? If this is the first time you're aware of that somebody's been in, okay. Members, any questions for Mr. Tinnerholt?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You're passionate. I've been exactly where you were, and I know it's tough. And I want to say thank you for your service and thank the families of the people who sacrificed themselves for what they do, and I know that they're close friends.
Yeah.
Regardless of where anyone stands on this bill today, I think you were heard. And I think people understand where you're coming from, okay?
Yeah, again, that's all I wanted to say, right? Okay, but just understand that this is a pro-veteran bill. I promise you it's not left-right. Do the right thing. If they come home in boxes, you have to go tell them that you signed on their death for funding. Please don't do that. do the right thing, honor the Constitution. It's on both party platforms. You can be the difference. Let Texas lead the way. Do this. This is the most pro-veteran thing that you can pass on the state level. This is amazing. You can lead the way. You can be the head of national conversation. And Texas is better than Congress because we know Congress sucks, right? Everyone knows Congress is a failure, right? Do the right thing. This is when you can do the most thing, like forget about the signs on the side of the highway. Don't bring them home in boxes if you care. And I'm a fucking right winger. Excuse my French. I'm a right winger, right? I'm telling you, from the right, you can do the right thing. On the left, guys, you're killing it already. Just do the right thing. But that's all I'll say. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for coming to testify. Thank you for your service.